Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Bolivar Live News at Noon. Today I've got Terri Stokes with us, and we're going to talk about, if you follow us, you saw a stained glass that she brought in, and for us to display, and it was the High Island Cross. And Terri, I want to thank you for that. It was a fabulous piece of work, one that everyone has looked at when they've come in. I've just got to figure out how to hang it so that it doesn't fall down in the window. But first, we're going to look at the weather. We've had a lot of rain down here lately, and the tide's starting to drop. And I'm going to pull up a picture here real quick from one of the cameras if we can get it going of what the surf looks like. But there was some worry about Highway 87 flooding, and it never did flood. And we had some wash on it and some debris. I'm having trouble with the cameras right now, but let me see what I can get so you can see what it looks like. TxDOT did a great job cleaning the highway. We never had any flooding on it. Terri, you came through it last night, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And was there anything on it?
Some sand. Just
yeah,
some sand.
And so I'm going to pull it up here. Now, the picture you're looking at right now is the Crystal Beach Surf Cam, and you can see we've got a high tide. I think the high tide's over, actually. The sun was out earlier this morning whenever I was doing the live feed from down on the beach, but from the radar looking, we had a little bit of rain around us, but I don't think it's going to, affect us as much today as it did yesterday or even Monday. And so let me get back over here. Terri, you brought some artwork in, and I'm fixing to show it up here on the display. How long have you been doing stained glass work?
I took my first class in 2007. When my son went off to Iraq, I had to have a diversion, and that's where it started.
I'm going to pull up one that you've done, and I don't have this one, but all these that you see are going to be in display, and we've got some down here in front of us that you can see. The pictures make them look bigger than what they really are. But she does all kinds of stained glass. Is there a certain genre that you like? Do you like the coastal, or can people come in and ask you to do different things for you?
I do different things, but I do like the coastal and the natural stuff.
How long does it take you, like this piece we're looking at right here, how long does one of those pieces take you to do? That
piece is rather large. It's about, I want to say about 3 feet by 2 feet, and it took quite some time, probably a week or more to work on it.
Okay, I'm going to show another one, and I don't think we have this one here in front of us, but the quality of it, and stained glass is one of those, you don't find very many people that do stained glass, and I know you've got a place down here, and you've also got a place at the work up at the lake, where do you get your scenes from, or is it just something you start building it and see how it develops?
The one you're looking at here are just fish. I just draw the fish up, draw a pattern, then I cut my glass, grind it, foil it, solder it.
What's the process in actually making one of these fish? Take us through what you have to do. You said you draw it and then you foil it. What?
Yes. You draw a pattern. You need 2 copies of it, one to put on the glass so you could cut your glass. Then you have to grind each piece. You have to wrap it in copper foil. You flux the copper foil similar to what a plumber does with the foil and the copper, and then you solder it. And after that, you have to polish it and wash it and patina it, which turns the silver, the solder, to black.
Is it always black that the color turns to, or can you turn it to different colors?
They have a copper. I don't use it very often. The black just makes the colors pop a little more.
Okay. The driftwood, when you were bringing these into the tourism center earlier this morning, the driftwood was just fabulous. And you don't do anything to the driftwood really other than maybe clean it a little bit, but I noticed you put like a shellac or something on it.
I do. I usually power spray them just to get anything that's live on them off, let them dry, and then I use a
Polyurethane?
yes,
Okay.
seal on them.
If someone has something that they're wanting to have in stained glass, do you do custom work?
I do. It's not what I like to freestyle, which
Freestyle?
is it more than that, but I can do it.
We'll get back to, I know that when you brought them in, you had them, you traveled from your house and had them all packed in. If someone wants to buy one of these, what's the best way to move them?
A lot of bubble wrap.
Okay. We've got a lot of her, probably about 6 or 7 at least, in the tourism center, and hopefully she'll be bringing some in and taking some away as we sell some. But most of the ones in the tourism center, they're marked about $150 to $175 a piece. And if you'll see the work of each one of these pieces, they're just phenomenal. I mean, when you brought in that stained glass, the window or the frame thing with the Highland Cross on it, and it looked good. But when I put it in the window and that morning sun was coming through, it just lit up and came to life. And that's when I took the picture. I said, man, I've got to show this to people. And we took the picture, and it came on one of those days that was a hard one for me because my dad had passed away so many years earlier. And my mom had sent me an email, and that was just like put the icing on the cake for me and my mom and my sister and everyone. But just having these on display in a table really doesn't show the beauty of them until that sun and that natural light hits them. And we talked about this in the tourism center. We're going to try and light them up in back somehow. Have you ever done any kind of shadow boxes with lights behind it?
I'm working on one now, a tall sculpture that's going to be a waterfall, and I have LED lights behind it so that they will make it
look like it's a waterfall. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to flip through a few of these pictures. Is there anything special about these art pieces that you brought in? We've seen that one, like this one up here, the fish. Is there a theme behind them or anything special when you do these?
No, I just start cutting and I let the glass talk to me. I let the wood talk to me, what fits on what piece.
Okay. And I asked you this earlier. Have you ever done the lighthouse?
I did.
Tell us what happened.
It just didn't turn out as well as I'd wanted it, and as I was going to frame it, I dropped it, and it broke into a million pieces.
Oh, man. You think you'll do another one?
I probably will, yes.
Well, I know I've asked her if she would do the Bolivar logo for me, and so we're going to see if we can talk her into getting that done. Terri, thanks a lot for coming down. Your work is just phenomenal. I'm proud to have it in the tourism center on display and sell it for you. If anyone's wanting to come down and see her work, we can get, or has a question for her, you can find her on, do you have a website or is it just your Facebook page?
I did have a Facebook page, and then I have a Sensation stained glass creation page.
Okay.
But it's not very active.
Not very active. Well, if you need to get hold of her, feel free to give us a call, or if you come in, we can get a message to her. And I want to really emphasize on the pictures don't do a lot of these justice. The craftsmanship and the artistic, creations she makes on each one of these are phenomenal. And like I said, they look bigger on the picture that we showed, but we've got some here in front of us, and they're probably 12 to 14 inches long, and so they'd work great as a centerpiece on a corner table or anything. Terri, thanks for coming down. Thanks for sharing this with us on Bolivar, and thanks for using Bolivar as part of your background and creation.
Well, thanks for having me.
Until next time, this is David with Bolivar Live News. Y'all have a great morning, great afternoon. Come see us this weekend. We'd love to show you around, and the skies are going to be sunny in paradise all weekend long. Bye-bye, and God bless.